gates, let your soul become a song. Open the gates, let your spirit be born again, and we'll walk in the light of God. And we'll walk in the light of God.
I'm pretty sure nearly all of us in here have experienced tremendous pain in our lives, whether it's physical or emotional. Our extreme pain can consume us. It can really eat us up and worry us beyond measure. We are left with a sense of hopelessness and a feeling of despair. So naturally, we seek compassion and comfort from others. We look for some understanding and empathy. Sadly, however, what we often receive are ridiculously simple words or advice that don't help us at all. We might get comments like, "Just pray harder and you'll be fine. It's okay. He's in a much better place now. It's God's will." Or how about, "Oh, I'm sorry you lost your baby, but you can always have another kid. You can always adopt." Or how about, "Sweetie, breaking up is hard, but you'll find someone new." And how about the worst one? "Just get over it. Worrying about it is not going to make things better." My guess is that we've all been told those sorts of things at one point or another. Part of the problem is that well-meaning people don't know what to say or how to help. This in turn becomes problematic for me as a priest because I have to try to undo the hurt caused by these simplistic remarks. At the same time, I also have to correct the misconception that I, as a clergy, have some sort of magic solution to every person's heartache. That I can say just one thing or make one suggestion and voila, all your problems will go away. But that's not the case. There is no magic solution. And God certainly is not some mystical genie bound to our whims if only we get the right formula. Those who choose to believe in such a God are sure to end up disappointed. But God can and will wipe every tear from our eyes. Because the truth is, God sees the bigger picture that we could ever see. His ways and our ways don't always jive. They don't always line up perfectly. It's why there will always be things that we can't fully understand or figure out. And suffering happens to be one of those things. But that doesn't mean that we can just sit and do nothing in the face of our suffering, or that we just simply curl up in a dark corner and wait for things to get better. It doesn't mean that we are to give in to hopelessness or despair or to some kind of fatalism. But there is something that we can always do. Always. And it's the only thing that truly works. The only thing that makes things better. Care to guess what that is? That's love. That's the game changer. Love. Love is what transforms everything. Loving someone in their suffering begins with having compassion. Our compassion will be stirred for others if we remember the ways God has shown us comfort and love when we were hurting. Love is what triumphs in the face of every moment of darkness. Love, the love of God shown perfectly in the person of Jesus, is what saves. It is, in a very real sense, what dries every tear. It's what takes our chains and our pain and whatever is keeping us bound. And that's the challenge for all of us, to continue loving no matter what, even when we don't feel like it, even when the other person is deemed unlovable. even when it seems that our problem isn't going to go away immediately. Ultimately, the love we show others will overshadow every sorrow that we are experiencing. It will render our pain powerless. Love is the most powerful tool that will take away the control of any grievous pain that's trying to control us. Love wins every time. As believers, we have a responsibility to care for those who are hurting and suffering, to bind up the brokenhearted, to comfort the weak, and to bear one another's burdens. But please, you may want to skip the simplistic advice. Just let your love be made manifest in the power of your presence, in the power of your silence, and also in the power of the validation of their feelings. Love, after all, is a listening ear and a listening heart. Love, that's the answer.
Thank you for joining us for this celebration of the Mass. This virtual Mass is broadcast to hundreds of people every day of the week. You know, over 100 years ago, the very first celebrations of the Mass took place on the second floor of the Glenview Public House. It's been inconceivable that 100 years later, we would be reaching so many people all over the world through this technology. If you'd like to support the ongoing broadcasts of OLPH's Masses, please go to our website, go to Give Central, and you'd be able to support the ongoing outreach of this virtual ministry. Thank you for your support. Most of all, thank you for joining us in prayer. God bless you.
So